At the beginning of the seventh parak of Hilchot Chametzu Matzah, the Rambam writes that there is a mitzvat aseh shel Torah. There is a biblical positive commandment, l'saper hanisim v'niflaot shenasu lavotenu b'Mitzrayim belel chamisha asar b'Nisan, to retell of the miracles and the wonders that were done for our forefathers in Egypt, and to tell them on the 15th night of the Nisan, at the night of our Seder. It's based upon this mitzvah that there is a famous question that many ask and many offer answers to, of why we don't have a bracha, a blessing, to say, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'saper b'Yetziat Mitzrayim. Why isn't there a bracha? The Chatam Sofer, Rabbi Moshe Sofer, explained a fantastic explanation when he said that the reason we can't make the bracha at the beginning of the Seder is because at the beginning of the Seder, we're still in Egypt. As we know, the night of the Seder literally goes in order. And therefore, at the beginning of the Seder, we recite Avadim Hayinu, we were slaves. And since Chayav Adam Larot et Atzmo Kilu Hu Yetziat Mitzrayim, since we have an obligation to view ourselves as if now we are first enslaved and ultimately freed from Egypt. Therefore, to make a bracha on the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim, of the Exodus, can't take place until we become free, which is right before the drinking of the second cup. And that explains the Chatam Sofer is the reason we have the bracha, Asher Ga'alanu v'Ga'alet Avotenu miMitzrayim, and we conclude the bracha with Baruch Atah Hashem Ga'al Yisrael. That's the bracha that we make over the storytelling of the miracles of Egypt. But the Chatam Sofer adds one more piece. And that is that normally we always make a bracha over l'asiyatan before we perform the mitzvah, which would seem to suggest that before we tell the story of Egypt, even at that point in time when we were slaves, we should have an obligation still to say the bracha. And therefore the Chatam Sofer points to a precedent that's found regarding the process of conversion. When the potential convert first goes to the mikvah and he recites a bracha over going to the mikvah, but only after he has immersed himself or she has immersed himself in the mikvah. Why? Because before that point of immersion, that potential convert is not yet a convert and could not say the words vitzivanu, that we have been commanded. Only after they immerse can they say so. And so in that case, when the bracha cannot be said over l'asiyatan, it's said afterwards. So too, explained the Chatam Sofer, that's why we make the bracha over Sippur Yetziat Mitzrayim after the story is completed, because beforehand, we are still enslaved in Egypt. Beforehand, it's too early to recite it. We're not capable of recognizing the wonders until the story has been fully told.